Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Communist Revolutionary Simulator 6. Now, I suppose I should be getting on with the main storyline quest for Maximas Matanzas, but they're a bunch of hateful pricks and I really don't want to have anything to do with them. So, in the interests of procrastination, I started doing some of the side quests in Yaren's stories and treasure hunts and things like that, and you know what, they're actually... It hurts me to say this. They're actually pretty good. Now, don't get excited. They're not all great. Some of them are just as terrible as the rest of Far Cry 6, but most of them are not bad at all. Even if, well, even the good ones have some questionable moments, they're pretty entertaining. And by way of example, I'm going to show you one here. Always take the time to stop and shoot a fascist in the head, of course. And not just because collecting bullets is what fascists' heads are for, but because, well, often you'll get some good stuff out of it. Sometimes the captured rebel will give you the location of some supply caches. Sometimes you'll get some extra resources. It's generally worth it. And hey, it only costs you a bullet. So there's a Yaren story around here somewhere. I'm just going to stop and pick up this shrine first, of course. Ah, there it is. Now, you are going to hate this guy, and that's absolutely fine, you absolutely should, but just stick with it.
Hola, and welcome to my clinic. I am Dr. Davalos, Yara's only #1 unlicensed alternative psychiatrist. The crystals speak of blocked chakras and a negative imbalance deep inside of you. They say you have killed many. You are in dire need of my revolutionary 5.5-step alternative therapy program. Begin step 1 now. Go, catch some fish. At least 3. Once complete, call me for further guidance.
Unlicensed alternative psychiatrist.
Your mystical recovery begins now. Catch some fish, and we'll speak after.
Okay. If this is some kind of scam so that lazy bastard can find somebody else to catch his dinner for him, I'm going to be very upset. First I have to remember how to actually fish. Do I select fishing rod from my arsenal? Is it in my inventory? It's been a while. I mean, I used to go fishing all the time in Red Dead Redemption 2. And you can go fishing in Far Cry 6 as well, obviously, but it's not exactly... Oh, there it is. Select it from the weapon wheel. Okay, fine. Okay. Here we go.
Looks like a good spot to fish.
Fishing is another one of those things that...
Kind of relaxing.
Well... You had fishing in Far Cry 5 as well. I can't remember if it was available in Far Cry 4. But definitely since at least Far Cry 5, they keep cramming in all of these extra activities. Assassin's Creed Valhalla's guilty of this as well. It's like they're cramming in all of these open world activities because you're supposed to have all of these activities in an open world game, but they're not really integrated into the rest of the gameplay at all. It's not like you can cook and eat the fish that you catch. Oh, I've got one. Well, technically you can, except you're not the one doing the cooking. You hand them into one of the camp facilities that you construct.
Nice one.
And they will cook the fish for you and basically give you an hour-long buff. But there are 6 different types of camp facilities that you can construct, and a fishing hut is only one of them. And each camp, and there are 3, one in each province, can only hold 2 facilities, so the chances are fairly good that the fishing hut facility is going to be the last one that you build, because on paper it's the least useful. So most of the time you're not going to have any use whatsoever for any of the fish that you catch, and they're certainly not integrated into the rest of the gameplay in a Ubisoft title like Far Cry or Assassin's Creed in the way that they are in something like, for example, Red Dead Redemption 2, where you do cook and eat the fish that you catch.
Just need one more. All right.
And you can add all sorts of kind of different... Oh, that was nice. Yeah, every now and then Far Cry 6 does catch me out with how pretty it can be. But yes, in Red Dead Redemption 2 you can you not just catch all kinds of different fish, but you can also... Oh, it's raining. I'm not going to catch anything while it's raining. Well, luckily I've already gotten a bite. Gotcha.
That's step one of this fucking guy's plan.
Right, let's head back and hand over the fish.
Dr. Davalos, it's Danny. I caught some fish.
Muy bien. My treatment is working, Danny.
See? I don't feel anything.
Exactly. Time for step 2. I want you to go feed some pelicans.
Why?
Danny, do you want to unblock your chakras, harmonize with the crystals, and rid yourself of your negative imbalances? Or not?
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell that means.
Just proceed to step 2. And feed the damn pelicans.
Okay, okay.
You make those reels
Yes.
for him?
Danny did just phone somebody who was standing 20 metres away from
Unknown
us.
slave camps guerrilla.
Like I said, even the better of these Yaren stories, and this is one of the better of the Yaren stories, is not entirely bug-free. Oh, Ubisoft. But you know, at this point, things like this are just the icing on the cake.
Hostages.
I mean, I would be disappointed if there wasn't something going, if not exactly wrong, then not exactly working the way that you would expect things to work in a Ubisoft game. So I'm on my way to find a pelican, or 3, and I spot a patrol. Just check there's nobody else watching. See? Doing it properly. Taking out the rear guy in the column first. Yeah? Except they're all facing me. Taking out the guy at the rear of the column should only work if you're behind the guy at the rear of the column. If you're standing in front of all 3 of them, it's a complete waste of time. Or it should be. So, anyway. Pelicans. Take the 3 fish that I've caught and feed them to pelicans. There's a pelican.
Hey, bird, want some fish?
Note the procedure. Walk up to pelican, press E to feed pelican. Okay?
Here you go.
Okay. So, where am I going to find another 2 pelicans? Well, it's a pelican. It's an aquatic bird. It feeds on fish. So, logically, just check your map, look for the coastal fishing spots, because you did say find the pelicans along the coast, and there are no shortage of coastal fishing spots, certainly not in this part of Yara. And when I say fishing spots, I mean actual points on your map that are designated as fishing spots. Parts of Yara that are chock full with a pelican's favourite food. So logically, you would expect that would be where you would find a lot of pelicans. Unfortunately, you can see where this is going, can't you? Logic and Far Cry 6 have very little to do with each other, because apparently Yaran pelicans are a special breed. They don't actually like to live near to their food source. Yes, Yara has the world's only pelican commuters. And I couldn't find any of them anywhere near any of the sources of an abundant supply of fish. Because why would you? And remember, this is one of the better of the Yaran story missions. Well, anyway, I did eventually find a couple of pelicans along the coastline. It took a while. I must have spent 20 minutes fruitlessly wandering up and down the Yaran coast until I found myself some pelicans. Pelicans which, I really must hasten to add, I found absolutely nowhere near an abundant source of fish, carefully marked on the map. Now remember the procedure. It's not difficult. See pelican, approach pelican, give fish to pelican. Profit. Yeah? Not difficult. Or so you might think. But this is Far Cry 6. Oh, speaking of but this is Far Cry 6, check this out. So, where is it? Here it is. Not the pelicans, don't worry, I'm not going to find any pelicans yet. But there are some fellow communist revolutionaries lurking around this area. Here we go. Notice the one with the dog. It's a very nice dog. Over here, there's a crocodile. It's coming right at us. Now it's fine. I've got this. Don't need any help. Didn't ask for any help. We're all good. Kill the crocodile? Yep. The crocodile wasn't armed with petrol bombs. That was that clown shoe over there. Didn't you see me in hand-to-hand combat with a crocodile that you just threw a petrol bomb at? You fucking muppet. Don't worry, Chorizo. It's okay. She's just an idiot. She didn't mean it. But wait, it gets better. You can see her thinking, wow, who put that fire there? Look at her dog. Did you hear that? There's a fire. Yeah, there's a fire here. From the petrol bomb that you threw that just killed your dog. With chuckleheads like these fighting for the revolution, how can it possibly fail? Well, anyway, quite some time later, seriously, it must have been 40 minutes, I eventually find more pelicans. Nowhere near any of the pelicans' natural sources of food, obviously, but I do eventually find exactly 2 more pelicans. Now remember the procedure. See pelican, approach pelican, feed pelican, profit.
You hungry, Chico?
Feed pelican. Feed pelican. Pelicans fly away. You have got to be fucking kidding me. Where was the pop-up? Press E to feed pelican. Oh my god. Well, one of them at least didn't fly away too far. There's the little bugger having a swim. You see him? Can I swim out to him and will the pop-up appear allowing me to feed him? Well, yes and no. I can swim out to him. The pop-up doesn't appear. There is some feeding going on out here, however. But it ain't me feeding the pelican. It's me feeding the sharks. How many sharks? Honestly, you would not believe how many sharks. Oh, and not just sharks, there are barracuda out there as well. So, well, alright. I can see them, I can shoot them. So that's one shark down. No, Chorizo, get back. Don't play with the sharks. Oh my god, what's he doing? Another one over there. Look at the little bugger scoot. That barracuda's probably going to be harder to hit. The shark's at least the big target, so there's 2 sharks down. Wait a minute, is that a 3rd shark? And another barracuda? Alright, I've got plenty of ammo. You know what, I'll pick up the meat while I'm here, because now that I have actually built a rebel cantina,
Fish for you, buddy.
I can actually make use, you know, now that I'm 3/4 of the way through the game, I can finally make use of all the fish and meat that I find. I just need to finish off this last shark and the other barracuda. Chorizo, seriously, you need to stop playing with the sharks. Right, where have they gone? Oh, there's one. Gotcha. And one more barracuda? Wait, that's not a barracuda, that's another shark. Wait. Okay, it looked like one that I thought I'd killed earlier but hadn't quite. And there's the barracuda. Gotcha. Alright, so we're good, yeah? Wait, is that another shark? That was another shark. Alright, let's try and feed the pelican now. Wait, what's biting me now? And I still can't feed the 2 more? Really? This is where things started to get surreal. And not just because it's 2 more sharks, because it's not just 2 more sharks, it's what the sharks are doing. Yes, really. Okay, so I shoot one of them. There is another one down there. Just grab the meat while we're here. Back out of the water. I am actually starting to run out of bullets. How many more sharks are down there? Where did the other pelican go? Surely it's got to be easier than trying to feed this one. You know what, we'll take care of... And there's another shark. We'll take care of that one. Right, we're good, yeah?
That's not...
No, there's another shark. And there's another shark. What the actual fuck is going on here? And it's not just a question of how quickly the sharks are respawning. It's also the fact that not one of them is taking a bite out of that pelican. Ubisoft. I don't think sharks work the way you seem to think they do. Where did that other pelican fly off to? It's got to be easier than trying to feed this one. And remember, this is one of the better of the side missions. And we're not even halfway through. Oh wait, hang on. We're good. More pelicans. Please don't fly off this time.
Fish for you, buddy.
Hey, success. Right, one more. We've got 2 to choose from. Stay still. Oh, finally we've done it. Yeah, that definitely wasn't harder than it needed to be. But wait, there's going to be more.
Hola. So, I fed those pelicans.
See, the crystals sound to me. Muy bien, Danny. You may proceed to step 3 now.
What's that going to be? Feeding dogs or chickens or something?
No, dogs are not to be trusted, and chickens are not real. I want you to meditate.
Meditate? Where? Here?
Don't be ridiculous. In an eagle's nest on a cliff. It's a tough climb, and there's a broken bridge nearby. So be careful.
What? Coño.
So at this point, the game does give me a handy waypoint to an eagle's nest on a cliff. So like an obedient little gamer, off I go, heading towards the waypoint. But a funny thing happened along the way. See, it turns out there's more than one eagle in Yara, which means there's more than one eagle's nest. So I have to meditate in an eagle's nest. Well, I'm in an eagle's nest. And I'm definitely on a cliff, but no, apparently not good enough. The reason I came this way in the first place was because I spotted a supply cache. It's inside one of these eagles' nests. There are actually 5 separate eagles' nests, all within 50 metres of each other up here on this cliff top because, hey, apparently eagles like to make their nests on cliff tops. But apparently none of these eagles' nests were good enough for Yara's only unlicensed alternative psychiatrist. But while I was on my way to the only eagle's nest in the entire island of Yara that's good enough for not a Dr. Dickhead, I noticed something really strange about some of the weapons. This is the MP7. It's a submachine gun, machine pistol, personal defence weapon, whatever you want to call it. It has a barrel that is exactly 7.1 inches long. 7.1 inches? That seems oddly specific, Jingles. How could you be sure? Well, like I said. 7.1 inches. Now, bearing in mind that short barrel length for what is a personal defence weapon, have a look at the accuracy. That seems really good. It is really good. And the MP7 is an accurate weapon by the standards of personal defence weapons. It's why the Ministry of Defence police use it, or at least certainly used to. But have a look at its accuracy compared to, oh, I don't know, the selection of sniper rifles that are available in the game. Wait, that doesn't seem right. Wait, Ubisoft, are you seriously telling me that a machine pistol has better accuracy, and in most cases better damage too, than every single bolt-action and semi-automatic sniper rifle in the whole game? Yes. Yes, they are. Ubisoft, I don't think machine pistols work the way you seem to think they do. But anyway, back to the plot of what I am probably never going to get sick of reminding you is actually one of the better side missions in the game. I finally get to a clifftop eagle's nest that's good enough for not a Dr. Dickhead. Now all I have to do is holster my weapons and stay calm for 30 seconds. Just stand still, do nothing, and think about unicorns and puppies. And try to ignore the fire that was set by another brain-dead incompetent rebel trying to kill a wild pig with a petrol bomb.
have to relax.
I know I keep going on and on about how this is one of the better of the side missions in Far Cry 6, and honestly it is, but you haven't seen why yet. Trust me, that's coming up in Step 5. Although, first we have to finish Step 3, and then get Step 4 out of the way.
Huh. That felt pretty good. Yeah, it's me. So I meditated inside a fucking eagle's nest.
And?
And it was weird, but kind of relaxing, I guess.
If your chakras could talk, they would thank you. You may proceed to the next step. This time, I want you to go skydiving.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
You see? My program isn't so weird.
I wouldn't go that far.
Danny, who is the doctor and who is the patient here?
I don't know anymore.
Oh, I know the answer to this one. Neither of you are doctors. He's an alternative, unlicensed psychiatrist, which is a fancy way of saying he's a hippie without a job.
Exactly. Find a high vantage point and become one with the clouds, Danny.
Well, I'm in a fucking eagle's nest, so I've got the high vantage point checked off. And that's a very convenient valley down there. And I do have a wingsuit. This part was really fun. Be a shame if somebody were to spoil the moment.
Danny, it's Dr. Davalos.
Fuck off!
Okay, we'll let them have that one. That was actually quite funny.
No? What am I supposed to do? Teleport or something?
Coño, sensitive, aren't you?
Only to shit that annoys me. Call you when I'm there.
Yeah, and Talia, you can fuck off as well. Alrighty, Step 4 complete. And now, it's the part that you've all been waiting for. Or perhaps I should say, the part that you've been suffering through all of the previous bullshit for.
Dr. Davalos.
Danny, did you become one with the cumulonimbus?
I don't know about that, but it felt pretty good.
You see? Pure spiritual growth. Next, I want you to say something nice to your enemies. As you murder them. No guns.
What?
Danny, please, do not question my methods. You are on the verge of a major spiritual breakthrough, but you must complete all the steps. The crystals have spoken.
Fine.
So, to complete our spiritual journey, we have to brutally murder 3 people while paying them compliments without using any guns. Okay, I'm up for that. You'll do.
Thank you for being you.
1 down, and we almost managed to do it without getting petrol bombed in another rebel-friendly fire incident.
Thank you, guerrilla.
De nada.
I have to admit, at this point I did get a little bit cocky. I was planning on clearing out this checkpoint the old-fashioned way, but then a bunch of rebels drove through, a bunch of idiots drove through who couldn't tell the difference between the government and the Libertad flag. And while they were distracted, I thought, you know what, I can do these guys all with melee attacks.
Your eyes are stunning.
I might have bitten off slightly more than I can chew. But I only need 1 more. And it seemed churlish to not take advantage of their distraction.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you are an 11.
I have to admit, I really was getting into the spirit of things here.
So I took out some people and said some nice things.
Muy bien, Danny. I must say, you are one of my best patients.
I'm your only patient.
Please, drop by my office for the very crucial next step. I am so proud of you.
I'll be there when I can.
But yeah, enough's enough. I think I've made my point. Let's finish them off with the MP7, which by the way is an astonishingly good weapon. I really wish I'd discovered this thing sooner. Anyway, 1 quick airdrop back to Not a Dr. Dickhead, and the mission is ready to be handed in. And I'm not entirely sure what the mission reward's going to be, but honestly, I don't care. The final step was worth it.
Oh, wow, you actually came back. Congratulations, Danny. You have completed my 5.5-step alternative therapy program.
But I only did 5 steps.
The half step was coming back to see me.
I have to say, I don't think I feel any different.
Not true. Your chakras are unblocked, and your aura has changed to the color of a spirit quartz. This is wonderful news. See. But there is a catch.
What's that?
You must stay in a permanent homicidal state. Otherwise, you will suffer from catastrophic post-traumatic stress disorder.
That sounds terrible.
See, it is. Never stop killing, Danny. Never stop killing.
Okay then. I'll keep that in mind.
Come see me again soon. I want to put you on another program I call galactic urine therapy.
Why don't you try it on yourself? Let me know how it goes.
Never stop killing, Danny. That's the kind of medical advice I can certainly get behind. And that is the conclusion to what is honestly one of the best alternative side quests in Far Cry 6. Yes, that does mean that the rest of the game really is that bad. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll catch you next time.